this room know every chair is different. What you might not know is that staff firmly believes that somehow we always get the right chair for that year. Each chair brings something to the table, something to make the association stronger, the industry healthier, and the staff better. Well, 2007 was no different. That year, my friend Paul Kiwi accepted the gavel and became the chair for PPAI. He brought so many gifts to the table. He's a gifted writer, an accomplished public speaker, a passionate believer in the power and effectiveness of promotional products, and a true visionary. The combination of those attributes helped the association move in a way it had not done before. I had the good fortune to be able to work closely with Paul while he was chair. At the time, I was responsible for the public relations, and Paul, as chair, was a PR dream. A primary goal at the outset of the year was to focus on end buyer outreach through an aggressive schedule that included Paul delivering a host of high-profile speaking engagements. He stressed that promotional products are a sensory medium, uniquely suited to engaging all five senses. He talked about how promotional products equip the giver to build a relationship with the recipient. He stressed that the right promotional products are the hook that embeds the memory and maintains the experience. And Paul told that story to end buyers again and again and again as he traveled across the country. He helped give promotional products a respected seat at the advertising table. And he really wrote the story that's a story of promotional products to the end buyer world. But his role as a promotional products evangelist to end buyer audiences was only one of the ways he changed the face of the industry. I already told you, Paul is a visionary, and you already know that. He saw the product safety writing on the wall before most. If you've ever heard me speak about product safety, you've heard me say in product safety circles, 2007 is called the year of the recall. There were people getting sick, even dying from tainted products. Spinach was recalled, then peanut butter, then pet food, then baby food, and then thousands and thousands of children's products were recalled. Most of the industry saw what was going on, but they didn't make a direct connection to the promotional products industry. Fortunately, Paul saw things differently. He recognized the broader implications of these recalls and realized that there was a growing global concern regarding the environmental and health impact of all products and chemicals. Through his close association with major brands like Kellogg's, he was acutely aware that major companies had made a significant investment in building their brands, and they expected all of their vendors, including promotional products vendors, to be equipped and prepared to protect those brands. And Paul rightly knew that in 2007, very few promotional product suppliers and distributors were prepared to do so. So Paul became our first product safety evangelist. He traveled from regional to regional, stressing our industry had an obligation to know the laws. In October of 2007, a full year before CPSIA became effective, Paul was advising PPAI members to test products for compliance, to know what chemicals were being used, and to only work with socially compliant factories. Now, a few times I think he went a little too far. I don't think it's fair to deliberately set out to make your audience cry. But Paul did frequently, and we all know how good a speaker he is, so I'm sure you're not surprised. When he wasn't making people cry, Paul was brave enough to ruffle a lot of feathers. At one point, we joked that he was about one speech away from being driven out of the industry by a mob carrying pitchforks and torches. He was messing with the status quo, but he was brave enough to be willing to make a few people upset for the greater good of the entire industry. In 2007, he launched the PPAI Global Strategy Council. This council was tasked with developing a plan of action and strategic initiatives to move the association and the industry forward in an evolving global marketplace. Paul and our then president and CEO, Steve Slagle, assembled a team of industry luminaries and added end buyers from some of the world's most well-known brands, including Disney, Mattel, Coke, and McDonald's. This group was quick to realize that PPAI doesn't have the resources to audit and test and judge every single manufacturer, but they should develop tools that leverage best practices and help members ensure products are safe and manufactured ethically. And by January 2008, this group produced the first industry-specific guidance with the very snappy title, Guide to managing responsibility for product safety, social and environmental standards in the promotional products industry. PPAI's Product Responsibility Action Group continues to carry Paul's vision forward. There is still so much to be done in this area, but without Paul's leadership, I don't think PPAI would be a leader in this area. As recently as this past August, the CPSC Commissioner, Marietta Robinson, stood before an assembly of promotional products professionals and thanked them for their commitment to product responsibility. Paul, you instilled your vision, your passion, and your purpose into making this industry better, and you succeeded. We all owe you a tremendous debt of gratitude for all you have done. Thank you.
Eligible for the Hall of Fame, it was my honor to nominate him. But I regret that I must take this moment to rescind my nomination. Since marrying his beautiful wife, April, Paul has kayaked on Lake Superior. He's climbed Mount Ararat in eastern Turkey. He's ballooned over Cappadocia. He's ziplined through the rainforest of Costa Rica. He's taken a safari through the Serengeti. He's climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. He's visited Chichen Itza in Mexico and learned to surf in Todos, Mexico. He's scuba dived on the Great Reef of Australia. And the list is truly endless. And happy birthday, dear, celebrating his birthday yesterday. All of this encroaching on senior citizen. So it dawned upon me that there's only one conclusion to make when somebody at his age can achieve all of this. He must be on PEDs, performance-enhancing drugs. And if he was the 73rd inductee or 78th inductee to the Hall of Fame, I know that this Hall of Fame does not want anybody in who is on performance-enhancing drugs. Good night and thank you. But as you travel through life's path, you are fortunate to meet people like Paul, people who want to leave their mark and leave the world a better place than they have found it. His bio, as we will see in a few minutes, will give you a great sense of his achievement, but not the drive of his inner being. Paul is a teacher, a mentor, a coach. Number 2 in tonight's lineup. His own achievements within this industry as a distributor and in related industries are the foundation for the knowledge he so freely shares. If Wikipedia is the source of information, Paulopedia is the unending source of knowledge for our industry. Oprah Winfrey's only competition for her book club is Paul. He has probably read, reviewed, and recommended more business books than any single person I know. And speaking of books, he gave the board of directors in our class a book when he became chair. The book, Strength Finder 2.0 by Tom Rath, was a bestseller on the New York Times list. I had never heard of it. That's why we need Paul and Oprah. He asked the board to read the book before we came to a meeting and to take an online test after reading the book and come to the meeting with the 5 strengths that we found we most identified with from reading that book. And it really was a great lesson. We all learned that a great team is built of people with diverse strengths. What one lacks, the other may bring to the board of directors. What makes others cautious may make others risk takers. And the book identifies 34 different themes, 34 different attributes that we all, some of us have and some of us don't. Alphabetically, the first is achiever. Let the video that you'll see speak about that. Activator. You bet this man is an activator. Ask the students he coaches today, the clients he has served in the past, and you'll realize he's an activator. Analytical, ridiculously so. Command, he has a presence and a command. Communication, second to none. Yes, a great communicator at that. Consistency is another strength. Deliberative, that's what I'm not, but he is. Empathy, harmony, these are all great strengths that he has, but he didn't rate himself with these strengths. Ideation, intellection, I still have no idea what that word means, but it sounds like intellectual, which he is. And I can add one that's in the alphabet, intimidation, because those of us really have no clue what he's trying to teach us or tell us, so we're a little confused. Learner, he is a learner and a teacher. Positivity, totally positive. And if those of you who know his most recent bout with a medical condition, what a positive thinker from the day he was diagnosed. Responsibility, yet another. And the list is endless, but I will finalize the list with one that I still don't understand, and it's called woo. And the only thing I can define woo by is my daughter. I won't explain it, you'll have to buy the book to really find out what woo is, but my daughter's definition of woo, after going to class with him for CAS, MAS, she said to me, "Woo, did you see that guy with the long blonde hair? That must be Fabio." And I was introduced to him as Fabio, which today, as he ages gracefully, maybe not. But life throws out a lot of challenges. After family and business problems, Paul showed yet another great attribute, and that's why he's here tonight: resiliency. I think a lot had to do with the fact that he was motivated by his lovely wife, April. After all, name another Hall of Famer who found out they were elected while on the top of Mount Kilimanjaro was ziplining through some desert area. This is the man that we indeed are welcoming tonight. It's a pleasure to see him today, considering that he probably could be in the Ukraine doing an Ironman competition. So if you are measured by the company you keep, then the Hall of Fame members are in great company, Fran. Congratulations to you, Paul, well deserved. Congratulations to you, Fran, and to Barbara. Nobody deserves it more than you. Three great people who tonight are being recognized by your industry, and you all so richly deserve. Happy birthday, Paul. A great birthday present from your industry.
Meet people who just want to help you because that's the type of person they are. I often see people that try to leave this industry once they're committed, and I always say, this is the Hotel California. You can check out anytime you want, but you can never leave.
He worked tirelessly to teach the benefits of tangible advertising. He is the consummate teacher.
I think I must be a teacher at heart. I love presenting. I found that by preparing a speech, I learn, and it's really driven me to think deeper and reach further down to find what it is that we can share and that people can understand about this industry. There's nothing I love more than finishing a presentation and have someone come up to me and tell me that it made a difference in their life or in their career.
Paul's teachings are content-rich. He is like the Rosetta Stone, teaching language, terminology, sales, marketing, and trends to people who rely on peer-to-peer education.
His generous spirit has allowed hundreds of industry consultants to benefit from his experience.
Product safety was critically important to me, and as chair, it was an opportunity to bring that conversation to the table. It was not a popular topic, and turned out to be a pretty controversial one, particularly in the early years of my chairmanship. However, as a distributor, I had clients who were demanding a much higher level of accountability, of making sure that the sources that we were using were good ones, that they were treating their people well, all around not only product safety but corporate social responsibility. And I felt it was important for the future of our industry as we know it, for us to be in tune with that. If we were going to be working with major companies and with companies that their brand was connected to the products that they offer, we needed to be aware of that. And I am so pleased and it feels so good to see PPAI taking a leadership position where we're actually in front of many other industries. And that conversation got started in 2007. I was passionate about it. I really wanted people to see that we were putting not only people at risk, we were putting the industry at risk if we were to have had a bad situation. I'm very proud of the fact that PPAI, as when I was chair, was able to partner with the Kids in Need Foundation. Kids in Need Foundation, we partner by what we call harvesting a trade show. As we all know, after a trade show, there's a lot of samples, there's a lot of product that often is left behind, and we actually go through and get those samples. We also encourage the regionals to what they call cleaning their shelves, and allow distributors to clean out old samples and direct all of that into the Kids in Need Foundation. We had a speaker at Expo who was a teacher who talked about how she had to work a second job in order to get pens and necessary supplies for school. And we have all of that at our disposal. And school systems are stretched budget-wise, and the things that we have extras of actually help kids in need, and teachers can then use that to motivate the kids to work after school, to do their homework, and also to get them interested in writing and creativity. So Kids in Need Foundation's been just an awesome relationship for PPAI and for our industry. I see promotional products as being a very, very powerful medium, and there's no reason for us not to be talking about that. The intrinsic value that promotional products have. We are the original medium of engagement. We are the medium that touch people at an emotional level as well. We reach people's deepest passions, the things they love, and we become part of their lives. We're really the beginning of the conversation.
Paul is a respected collaborator with a unique perspective infused with visionary thoughts. He is genuinely interested in the health, welfare, and prosperity of distributors and suppliers alike.
Paul frames a level of professionalism, passion, and skills that embodies the prototype for the future members of our industry.
He stands tall for our industry.
It is truly an honor to share the stage tonight with my heroes. Barbara, it's been such a privilege to witness your giving spirit and to be your friend. Congratulations on your well-deserved honor. And Fran Ford, you've always been there for so many of us and have been a mentor and friend who has influenced so many people in this industry. Congratulations. Receiving this recognition, induction into the industry's Hall of Fame, it proves something. It proves that it pays to think big, to dream big, to lead big, and to be bold. Be bold enough to make mistakes. Be bold enough to speak, and be bold enough to live out your passions. It reinforces to me that we should never hold back, and that we can continue to create, invent, write, and rewrite our stories. When you give of yourself because you love what you're doing, good things are going to happen. A Hall of Fame inductee, Glenn Holt, was instrumental into bringing me into this industry because he encouraged me to share my ideas, to volunteer, and to serve. And he showed me how to do that by the way he lived his life. He was an example to me. And another Hall of Famer, Carl Rosenfeld, he demonstrated this passionate love of continuing education. I was just a newbie in the industry. I'd never been a part of this industry. My first education session, I happened to sit next to this guy with wild hair who was asking me questions about business and trying to learn from me. And I'm like, whoa. And then I found out he's a future Hall of Famer, or I believe it was that year he was inducted. It was incredible. I am so grateful to our former president, Steve Slagle, and Ann Lardner-Stone, and to Gene Geiger, because they carried forward that product safety and corporate social responsibility issues. They took that seed of an idea that I first brought forth, and they made PPAI a world leader, or certainly a national leader. I'm safe to say a world leader in this area. And you know what? Ann, Gene, and the rest of you who have carried that, you may have saved both the industry as well as some lives. And I've also been extremely, very positively impacted by my friend. A person who pushes and challenges, never stops giving back. He's a teacher, an activator, and a friend, and a nominator and introducer, Joel Schaefer. And I'm also so delighted to be able to share this evening with so many great friends, but especially overjoyed to share this with the rest of my board class of 2008. In addition to Joel, Cheryl Landman and Joe Duran are here. Visionaries. My family, they've loved me, they supported me, they put up with me. Could all of you either stand or just do a little royal twinkle wave as I recognize you? My daughters, Stephanie and Liz, and may I say it, my future son-in-law, Adam Berg. Their mother, Claude, was instrumental in building my businesses and providing me with the support that allowed me to volunteer and share ideas. My sister Nancy Willenstein is also here, and she inspires me daily. This woman has run 46 marathons, and Joel talked about climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. She actually kicked April in my butt getting to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro last summer. And the woman who has brought so much sunshine back into my life, and one who also inspires me and has taught me that life really begins at the edge of our comfort zones. My wife, April Chernobyl. Thank you, darling, I love you. I'm also delighted that her parents, my in-laws, Gail and Ernie Chernobyl, have joined us tonight. Thank you. This honor means that some of my ideas have stuck and have made a difference. And I've learned that we always have to follow our passion and live out our why. We must always keep on and work for what we believe in. There was a time for me when things got a little less clear, and I really didn't know if the sun was going to shine again, or if I would see that sunshine. Actually, I was driving a school bus, and there was a second grader who always sat right behind me, by herself. I think she must have transferred to the school because most of the little kids had 3 to a seat, but she was by herself and always sat right behind the driver. One day I could hear her singing very softly to herself, and I joined in my full voice. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. Please don't take my sunshine away. As Alana and I sang, soon everyone on the bus was smiling and singing, and they sang the song over and over again, and 2 little girls got out of their seats, moved up and sat next to Alana, and we sang it over and over again. When I dropped her off at her stop, one of the last ones on the route, she started to step down, got off the bus, and as I was about ready to close the door, she grabbed the door. She said, "Mr. Paul, don't you ever let anyone take your sunshine away." All of us here are one big family. We bring each other sunshine. Believe me, coming to Las Vegas to be with this crowd, with this group of friends, to walk down the aisles and have so many friends greet me and shake my hand and wish me happy birthday, we give each other sunshine. So don't you ever let anyone take your sunshine away. Thank you so much for this awesome honor. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.